Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to Grounded, where we are here to be going through and starting a brand new playthrough. Now, a lot of you guys are probably seeing this video and going, what the heck? So Sim-Alot's playing Grounded again? He said on his Discord that it's gonna be a long time, if ever, if he's gonna come back and play Grounded again. And you guys would be right, I did say that. But a couple different things have happened. First of all, it's been almost a half of a year since I've even touched this game. I'll be honest, guys, for the first few months, I avoided this game like the plague. I played it so much over the 4 years it was being built that I just kind of got so tired of it that I just couldn't even look at it anymore. I had uninstalled it on all of my systems across everything where I could play Grounded. I uninstalled it, right? But now we're back. I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to hop back in and check Grounded out again. They got the new spooky limited event that's going on right now that I'm happy to get in and give a try. But also, I'm launching off a brand new series, guys, where today it's launching. It is called Nostalgic November. Now, technically, it's 2 days before the start of November, but who cares? It's all about going through and playing those games that you guys have enjoyed in the past on the channel. So obviously, yes, that does mean Grounded, but it's going to mean other games too, like Graveyard Keeper, Animal Crossing, probably Frostpunk at some point, City Skylines, all those games that you guys have enjoyed in the past that I have loved playing for you guys. I'm bringing it back. And at the end of this, we're going to wrap it up by doing Thankmas back at the beginning of December. It's going to be a great time, and I hope all you guys are super excited. We're also going to be sharing some stories about past videos, and my old introduction, as you see, is coming back. And I'm also having my green screen and cam back on again, once again, making my videos. So let's hop in here, guys. Let's get started. We're going to start a brand new single player game. We're going to do a new game. I'm going to be playing on medium, no creative, custom. Do I want to customize at all? Do I want to customize at all? I'm going to assume no. That I don't want to customize at all? Nah. Nah, I don't want to customize at all. I'm just going to do a standard medium game, and here we go. And I would say we're going to play as Pete. And for nostalgic reasons, we probably should play as Pete, but we're actually going to play as Hoops. Because why not do something a little bit different when we're playing again? So we're going to be playing as Hoops, not Pete. Fourth character, here we go. Let's get started. And we're just going to call this one, let's say, For Old Times. We're going to call it that. For Old Times. Here we go. Let's get in here and let's get started with a little bit of Grounded. Now, I'm going to just skip the intro video because I'm sure you guys have seen this 100 times. If you haven't seen the intro video, you guys can go back and check it out in some of my other videos if you guys want to see it. I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch the intro video, though. All right, so here we are loading into the backyard. It has been so long since I have done this. I'm actually pretty excited with how long it's been. It's not going to feel like super new to me, but it is going to be at least a little fresh, which I'm pretty excited about getting in and checking out. So let's go through and let's get into it. All right. Okay, come on, Hoops. Get your feet underneath you.
Where am I? What the heck is this place? Everything seems so big.
All right. Let's see. Let's see if I remember how to do this again. I need to get into third person mode, which I think is not that button. It's been a little bit. Give me a second here. Let's see. I need to get back into third person mode, which means not that one, not that one, that one. That's it. Alrighty.
What was that?
Okay, here we go. Wow, it's been a long time, let me tell you guys. But I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. All right, here we go. Resource analyzer, good to go. Grab these.
What else I can turn up?
Oh man, it's been too long at this point. I'm not able to grab anything anymore. All right, resource analyzer closed down. Can't do anything with the ASL terminal. Look for more science equipment, which is right over here. You cannot crouch and jump like you can in Satisfactory. I've actually been playing a ton of that lately, and I've been hooked on that. But here we go. We're getting back into this again.
Ooh, light show.
Okay, let me see. What do we got to do again? Knock out the mites, cut down the grass blade. And for that, we're going to need some stuff. Let's grab some basic stuff. Oh, look! Thanks for pointing that out for me. I appreciate the extra little aphid honeydews there. A little bit of health for me. Some sap. A little bit more sap. I think that the axe... Don't quote me on this because it's been a long time, but I think it's 3 pebblets, some fiber rope, and some sprigs? I want to say that's right. But honestly, it's been so long, I don't remember. So I know that I need to come over here and analyze, I want to say the pebblets in order to unlock the axe. But man, I feel weird with it being so long since I've played. It feels weird not just like snap knowing everything that I need to do right away. But speaking of nostalgic November and getting in here and talking about old stories, I do want to share at least one story of past things every single one of these videos while I'm going through, sharing things like thoughts and stories and videos and where I was at that time when recording certain things. And the first one is going to be at the start of Grounded, because obviously we're playing Grounded, right? So it's got to launch with the start of Grounded. And for me, that was going through and really getting into making videos. I was making videos for probably about 6 months before Grounded came out, maybe a little bit longer. I started back in 2019, but Grounded came out in July of 2020. I started in October of 2019, I think, is when I actually started. But once I got in there and I got into, say, playing Grounded, the first thing that I did when I got the game, like most people back in July when the game came out for playtesting for everybody to get through and give a try, and you only got 30 minutes of time with the game, I remember that I got in and I immediately knew when I loaded into the game that I was going to really, really, really like this game. I loaded in, I got 30 minutes, and I remember getting in and like the biggest thing you could do to make progress was trying to get like ladybug armor, right? Because that was super hard. If you could get to the point in 30 minutes where you could build a small house or you could get some ladybug armor or something like that, that was amazing. And there wasn't a pond yet. There was no pond. There was no upper yard. There was no sandbox. There was nothing really in that side of the yard. In fact, there was a stump that was over that direction. The yard was a lot less filled. There was no roly-polies. There was no black ox beetles, termites, mosquitoes at that point. Gnats, mites were in the game. What else was in the game? Obviously we had the grubs were in the game, but nobody really knew where to go and find grubs at that point. There was, wow, it's going to be dark in here for a second. I think I need to turn my gamma of my game up for you guys, but just give me a second while we're running through here in complete darkness. There was so many things, like the most difficult thing in the game to fight was a ladybug. Like that was the hardest thing in the game to fight. There was no bees in the game yet. There wasn't a single bee or hornet or anything like that. No wasps in the game. And honestly, like it was really, really good. If you could get yourself in a full set of the fiber armor, the what are they called? The clover armor. That's it. And if you could start getting into that within those first 30 minutes, I mean, you were like golden. I remember making my first video, checking out the game in those first 30 minutes. Actually, I don't even know if it was a video. I think it was actually a stream. I don't remember. But I know that I was playing the game and I decided, why not go through and make one of the first videos I made on the game showing some people how to do some different things in the game? Because I had joined into a stream with a good friend of mine named Raptor, another channel on here. You guys may know him, you may not. Another channel on the tube. And we had joined together, and for some reason, somebody popped into his chat and was like, hey, Did you know that you can get into the Haze lab by glitching through the wall by, I think it was like sitting in a chair and then standing up while the chair, or it was getting into a lean-to and then getting out of the lean-to, and it would teleport you through the wall. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's try to do it. And Raptor was like, yeah, man, let's try. So me and him ended up building up what was recommended for us to build up, and I got into that lab. And it ended up being the most watched stream on my channel because everybody was joining my channel to watch me get into this lab and explore, and having a short amount of time before I died. This was after the game came out fully, by the way, after the 30 minutes, and it actually came into early development. We got in and we were checking that out, and I was exploring that area. And that amount of exploring, right, that finding something new drove me to go, well, what else can I do with the game? And I remember I saw somebody post somewhere about the Unreal Engine's Unlocker, and it allowed me to get into the playtest world. And then I made a video on the playtest world, and it kind of boomed from there. But that first stream, going through, playing this game, and falling in love with the exploration, falling in love with finding the different hidden items in the game is really what my love for Grounded started off to being. But it shifted very quickly. It shifted to enjoying your guys' time on the channel, enjoying the streams that I was doing, interacting with you guys on the comments of the videos when they would first come out and stuff like that. And really having a community around the channel and around Grounded itself became the reason why I loved the game. And it's what kept me going for so long in the game when they'd add small little things, or they would only add, you know, some decorations or some furniture in an update or something like that. It's what gave me Grounded and what my enjoyment out of it was. It became exploration, but exploration with you guys. So that's really what was huge for Grounded for me. Yeah, okay, Burgs, give me just a second. I gotta grab some stuff here. It's all coming back. It's coming back. All right, Burgle, we're gonna blast through what you're saying here really quick. Remind me in a later episode to talk to you guys about things that I've done for Thankmas with Grounded, because that's going to be one that we're going to do later on, closer to actually when Thankmas is going to be. You guys may have heard of Thankmas before. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I've done this for like 5-6 years now. I've done Thankmas where I've joined in and I have raised a bunch of money and stuff like that, but we'll talk about that more later on. I want to focus on enjoying the game of Grounded. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm getting to where those Burgle quests are. The focus of this playthrough. It's all going to be on these Burgle quests. So it's going to be on crafting things like crafting an acorn shovel, building a roasting spit, crafting grubs. It's going to be going through and doing all of these quests, all 100 of them. And I think the last one is killing the infected broodmother. I think that's the last quest in here, but we'll slowly get there and we'll get all of them as we go. Let's see here. Let's go with purchase and upgrade. Yeah, we'll purchase some upgrades here really quick. And science shop. Obviously, we are going to go for... Should I go for the candy corn scarecrow? Maybe I'll get this later on. We'll leave that for like way later. But for now, I need the smithing station. I do need that. I'm going to get cooking 101. I can't get cooking 101. That's very expensive. You know what? I'm just going to ignore the rest of this for now. And we're going to focus on our Burgle quests. So... what we need to do now is we need to go to the hedge ascent, but we're not going to do that right now. What we are going to do is we're going to go craft our acorn shovel. We are going to craft our roasting spit. And I think I have to kill gnats. Was that it here? Where are my quests here? So, yep, craft an acorn, kill 5 grubs. Okay, so in order to kill grubs, I need the shovel anyway. But stop pressing C to crouch jump. I'm trying to crouch jump is what I'm trying to do, and I keep failing because crouch is control in this game, and there's also no crouch slide jump in this game like there is in Satisfactory. Like I said, playing way, way, way too much Satisfactory right now. Okay.
That ladybug would be a menace boxing out in the paint.
So going back to like my first videos on the channel, making these, I remember doing the streams, unlocking some stuff, right? And like, wow, I had like 200 people join into my, not at once, but like 200 views in total on my stream. And at that point in the channel, that was huge for me. I remembered a big video on my channel, the biggest video on my channel, I think got like 400 views over the course of a month. And that was like, wow, like that was massive stats for me, right? Getting 400 views on a channel was big, or on a video was big. And then I got, and then I had gotten that stream where I had like 200 views that night that I was streaming. And I was like, that was amazing. I got to play this grounded game more. That was amazing. And I got into breaking the game. And I did my first video where I was actually breaking the game, and the video had gotten like 300 views in the first hour or something like that. And I remember like freaking out when this happened because that was so unheard of. I was like, I've done it. This is it. I've done the YouTube thing. I've unlocked the secret of YouTube. I am going to become a YouTube god. All those things you think when you first start and your first video starts to do pretty well. And some of you are probably laughing, Sim, you got a small amount of views on a video and you're like, oh my God, look at this. But you guys have to think at that time, I had like 1,200 subscribers on my channel. I think maybe 2,000, maybe. And I've been making videos for quite some time at that point. So to me, that was like peak pinnacle views, like best that I've done, amazing. I was proud of myself. I remember like sharing with my friends about how, I was like, look at this progress that I made. This is so good. I've done so well, and I was all proud of myself for those videos. And I got like 200 views on the channel and on the video, and then it by the end of the week it had gotten up to like 1,000 views. And I was like, wow, this is amazing, right? And I was going through and I kept making videos. I made a video on how high you could build, but I thought, was pretty good about using the foundations and how many foundations up. I think I got to like 100 and some foundations up because people didn't know at that point how far up you could actually build, not realizing there was no build ceiling in the game. So I wasn't sure. So I was like, well, let me give this a try. I got up to like 100 foundations or something like that and called it quits and then jumped off, and it was fun. And that video did pretty well. And then like I did like a starting tips and tricks video as well, like beginner tips, like when you first get into the game, things that were very basic, like making sure that you're going through and picking up everything that you find, and making sure you're researching everything that you're seeing because there's recipes that you're going to unlock. And I remember going through and making these videos and was like, really, really passionate in them. And then there's people who came through that weren't so nice. That happens where people joined in and they're like, oh yeah, well, Sim, of course you just go through and pick up stuff. And I remember the video that I made that had the least likes on it at the time, that people were kind of like, I don't want to say like hating on me, but hating on me for making it, was my ant trap video at the time. I had no idea what I was doing, and I had figured out they added the spike strips, and we'll talk more about the glitch with the spike strips at the beginning of the game here in a second. But they had these spike strips that were added to the game, and I had built an area around the red ant hill where the red ants would walk out and they'd get spiked and they'd die. And I called it the red ant trap. And I got so many dislikes on the video for people like, this is stupid. Like, why would you do this? This is a waste of resources. Ants aren't that hard to kill anyways, so you're just wasting everybody's time. Well, look at me, I'm dead. And I'm like, well, for me, I was like, well, I mean, ooh, let's see if I can still do this. It's been a while. But give me a second here while I fight this guy off. We're going to try to not die. I still got the perfect blocks for these guys down at least. And hey, look, we unlocked a we did a Burgle quest without even meaning to do a Burgle quest. That's pretty good. Oh! Dang it. Oh man, I'm gonna be stuck over here for a minute. But yeah, so I remember making that video and I was like, wow, people can be rude and stuff like that. But to me, I thought that I had done something really, really cool. And I thought that, wow, you know, I made something that people could really enjoy and you know, it's going to help you out. But not realizing the danger of what I was putting people into. Because at the time, people don't know this, but at the time, building spike strips was very, very dangerous. When they first launched the game, what would happen is you'd build a spike strip and a larva would spawn in. And if you killed that larva, 2 larvae would spawn in. And if you killed those 2 larvae, 3 larvae would spawn in. And that happened for every single spike strip you built in the game. So, what I ended up telling people to do was I built probably 50 spike strips trying to get people to go through and build this trap, not realizing that I had consigned them to being raided by hundreds, if not thousands of larvae. It was, yeah. It ended up being pretty bad. But at the end of the day, that was probably what was at one point my least liked video that I made. I've made some other ones in the future, you know, after that, but we'll get more into that. And some of the different errors through people thinking that I was copying what they were doing and all blah, 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 blah. So we'll get into all that in another video. I don't want to get into that. But, you know, that's kind of what Grounded was for me. It was experimenting. It was trying out new things. It was finding ways to push this game beyond and sharing my findings with other people. And, you know, from all the different updates that they did, I remembered it was so funny. We'll do one more talk about the first update here, and then we'll finish up by building our roasting spit and finishing up this Burgle quest for finding grubs, because there should be one more grub right over here. But I remember when they launched the first update, I had made so many videos on the developer's world, right? Stuff that we weren't supposed to see yet. Right? I remember making so many videos on it and being so confident. The first update we were going to get was going to be the pond, right? The pond. And not the pond you guys see now, because the pond got another update and then it got another update, right? But I thought for sure it was going to be the pond. I'm like, yeah, no problem. It's going to be the pond. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to play it. They're going to love it. They're going to see, you know, how awesome the pond is. You know, and I honestly thought it was going to be the pond. And then it was the bird. They launched the crow update, right? They gave us the crow update. They gave us the crow cap. I don't remember if we got the crow crossbow at that time. I don't think so. I'll have to go back and look at the patch notes. I don't really remember if we got but I know we got the crow feather hat and the crow roofs. I know we got those at that time. And I was like, did Grounded just give us the bird? Did that really just happen? Like, did we just get given the bird. Like, honestly, like, hey, F you for breaking our game and going through and and doing something that we weren't ready to show yet. Like, that's what I thought. But honestly, it was because they just hadn't finished that yet. They weren't ready for us to play it because it wasn't done. You know, they were adding the koi fish in the game that was going to come and swallow you whole. And, you know, all the stuff that, you know, everybody was like, oh, Sim, what happened? You know, you boasted about how it's going to be the pond and how you know it's going to be the pond and we're going to get mosquitoes and we're going to get all of this. And because I had found mosquitoes and I had found this tiny little bee, and I thought that they were going to launch so much at once. And at that time, I had no idea anything about game development. I had no idea anything about what it took to make a game and their process of going through and developing and launching betas for us to try things out and all that. You know, I had no idea about any of that. So I was so disappointed when they first launched that, and I was like, oh, wow, I totally just told everybody that this was going to happen. But I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity. Let me turn this around. Let me make it an opportunity. And I went through and I was making videos on the crow update, where to find the crow, what he's doing. You know, then somebody else made a video on whether or not you could ride the crow, which I thought was really cool. I'm like, dang, missed opportunity. I missed out on that one. And then that's when it became like a race, right? When so many people that I had found out, so many channels started making the videos and making videos on the game, and they're like, how to do this and how to do this and how to do that. And all of a sudden, I remember I had joined into somebody else's stream. I was just watching it because I liked Grounded. And I started talking to them. And the first time somebody had recognized me, right, in their stream, I had joined somebody's Twitch stream. I had been making Grounded videos for like a month and a half, right? And I had thought, I'm like, all right, you know, I'm just going to go join, watch somebody else play. I don't feel like playing right now. I want to see what other people are doing, what they're finding, what have you. And they were like, holy crap, you're, you know, Sir Sim-Alot, like the Sir Sim-Alot. And I was like, what do you mean the Sir Sim-Alot? Like, I'm like, yeah, I make YouTube videos. I like to do that, you know. Why is my placing? Oh, because I was in combat. It's like, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I've made videos in the past. Yeah, what's up? And it was like, dude, you're like, you're known for playing this game, and that's really cool that you joined my stream. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm just a dude, like, and that's kind of how I wanted to be throughout the entire thing, where it was never like, oh yeah, I'm Sir Sim-Alot, you know, look at me. But for me, it was like, wow, somebody knew who I was and had figured out, you know, that I was a knowledge base for the game was really, really cool for me. So anyway, that's my little 2 cents, my stories for today's video. We're going to try to complete up a couple more small quests here that we can. I got to kill some gnats, super duper easy. And then also, I only have 2 bug meat. I need to roast five, I think, is what I need to do. So I don't think we're going to end up completing any more. No, it's only 3. Well, let's go try to slaughter some gnats here really fast. They should be coming up by this light here. But I remember that was like a really cool moment, a pivotal YouTube moment for me as well. You know, going through and getting to that point and doing the YouTube thing. And it's when I knew, like, when my passion, I guess, really started for YouTube. Like, it really, really started. Like, because, I mean, I was casually making videos. I wasn't making them, you know, as often as I probably could have. But I remember, like, that's when I started taking it a little bit more seriously. That's when I started to really enjoy YouTube, because I was, you know, it's hard to put all the time and effort into something like YouTube. Recording, editing, animating if you need to, uploading thumbnails, tags, descriptions, marketing, putting things out on Twitter, putting things out on on Instagram, or now X, not Twitter. You know, all those different things, all those different places. And nothing to happen, like all that effort for you to be doing it. You enjoy doing it, right? But you're constantly waiting for somebody to see what you're doing and you to finally get that feedback, finally get people to enjoy. Holy crap, I forgot how bright this is. Finally get people to enjoy what you're recording and what you're making. Your creativeness is finally coming out and showing some value. It was huge to me to see that, especially with Grounded. And then since, you know, I've been able to make videos on games that I've loved. You know, I've always really liked Software Inc. I was able to make a whole series on that. I was able to make a series on Roller Coaster Tycoon. I really liked that. Animal Crossing, all these different games that I really enjoyed, even all the way up to like the newest God of War, doing a whole playthrough of a game. At that point, I had never done anything like that other than Grounded, but I did an entire back-to-back, like almost every single day stream of that game. Hogwarts Legacy. I remember playing that game all the way through. Honestly, guys, I enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy playing so much on YouTube for you guys that I couldn't even go back and play it on my own because I was like, I loved interacting with you guys while I was playing it, recording those videos, streaming for you guys, playing Hogwarts Legacy. That was huge for me. And it's all due to the benefit that I got from playing Grounded so much. So, you know, I guess what we'll do, assuming how we're just finishing off some gnats here, but what I will say is, you know, the end of this video is all about a thanks to you guys, because without you guys, you know, Grounded wouldn't have gone anywhere for me. Without you guys, the channel wouldn't have gone anywhere. You know, everybody who's still here that's coming back and was like, holy crap, there's Sim-Alot's playing Grounded. If you guys have made it to the end of the video, you guys are all-stars. You know, if you go down on the chat and put all-stars or something, I'll know you've watched all the way to the end, and that'll be amazing. But, you know, to know that you guys have supported me as long as you have, it's been amazing so far. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I don't plan on quitting YouTube anytime soon. There's still so much good that can be done, whether it's charity, making videos, enjoying games with you guys, entertainment, keeping people happy, things like that. All those fun things. But yeah, so that's going to do it for me for today, guys. We're going to leave this one here. I know it's kind of a weird spot to leave it, but we made it through a day. We've done a good amount of quests. In fact, technically, we did 5 quests today because we did perfect blocks. We also found this beacon. We'll probably go find the rest of the beacons, maybe kill these gnats. It's going to be a whole thing, guys, but we're going to do that in the next one. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching this one. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe today if you haven't done that already, and leave me a comment down below of some other quests you'd like to see me take on, or some places you may want to see me build in this one. And don't worry, we are going to be going over and checking out the jack-o'-lantern that's way the heck over there on the porch in another video. So thank you all so much, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.